Today's video was a very stressful video. Well, it was stressful while I was doing the illustration, but it was also a very happy and I was very relieved as well. At the end of this video, I'll tell you why I ended up being very relieved and very, very happy. But while I was doing this piece, I ended up going to the doctor and I had some issues with like a pain that I was getting in the right side of my pelvis around my ovary area. So I decided to go to the doctor and tell her about this pain that I was getting. So she sent me for an ultrasound. So I went and had the ultrasound on my ovaries and everything else as well, and it came back, I think it was only like 2 days after I had the ultrasound, I got a call from the doctor, and I've never in my life had this, so I was freaking when I saw the number on my phone, and I answered it and they said, "You need to come back in." And my stomach completely sank. I honestly thought that was it. That was the moment that I was going to get told that I have cancer. So I got into the appointment and I was a mess. I was absolutely a complete mess. And they told me that I had a bulky mass around my right ovary. So I was, anyone who's been through this will know the feeling of dread that you do get with these sort of diagnoses. So they sent me for a CT scan. So I had a CT scan, and that is when I had the most stressful week of my entire life, trying to, I was looking at my phone every day, having my phone by my side, waiting for that call to come back in again to get my my diagnosis, basically. Because what happened was I'd already had a pre-existing appointment that was for a week from the CT scan, and I hadn't heard anything, which was, I was hoping, which was a good thing. So I went the whole week stressing, and as I got closer to my appointment, I thought that maybe the CT scan mustn't have been urgent. So that definitely did relieve me a fair bit. So when I attended my doctor's appointment, they told me that when I had the CT scan, there was nothing. It had disappeared, and there was a few cysts on my left ovary this time, but nothing of concern. So that was a huge relief. A lot of stressful moments, but an absolute huge relief. And because I also had a blood test as well for everything. And the thing that my doctor told me is that I have a hormone imbalance and I'm iron deficient. So that explains a lot of the feelings and how I've been feeling like crap lately, which was really good. I'm extremely happy that the diagnosis was not cancer. So I'll just talk a little bit about the illustration before I sign off this video. Basically, the girl in the picture is me, represents me. And this is how I felt being diagnosed with this bulky mass on my ovary, thinking the absolute worst. And the doctor was, was extremely concerned as well. So the feeling, it was not a nice feeling. And I made the bottom half coloured to represent, like the monsters and the hands grabbing at me and the anxiety that I was feeling. And I've just felt helpless. And the skulls coming out of my brain is all just in black and white, because that's what I was thinking. I was thinking horrible things. I honestly thought that, it was going to be the worst diagnosis. It was going to be cancer. It was just I was just thinking the absolute worst. And that's what all the skulls and all that stuff coming out of the brain, out of the top of the head, is representing. Is it representing my dread, my fear, my anxiety of what potentially awaits me if I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer? So I'm happy now. It wasn't anything, it was just a hormone imbalance. But honestly, if you notice any changes in your body, pains, anything, I highly stress, whether you're male or female, get yourself checked, because it could be nothing. But it could be something. So if you notice any change, it's better to be safe than sorry. Because, you know, worst case scenario, it's not going to be good. So that's all I basically wanted to share, is just look after yourselves, just make sure everything's okay, always get checkups, and yeah, just be healthy. That's my illustration. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.